Did you want to show them that so they can?
Yeah,
see what
dude.
that
All right.
feels like?
So what we're just looking at here, Larry, if you could pull your handle, I'm sure you're good at that. Waka, waka, waka. Larry, if you could pull your handle, I'm sure you're good at that. So that's how much play that we're seeing that cam has.
That loud clicking noise is 16,000.
16,000, and then they've got Harley-Davidson Bible over there that's going to tell us how much it's supposed to have. Oh fuck, we got some play.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't even be. It's not even the thousandths.
Well, the thing is, yes, what's your spec here?
How much is it? Because I can't read.
Yeah, you got 1,000.
1,000.
So 50. 0.05.
0.05 to 1.
0.5, right.
So we have
17 thousandths, which is, it is within spec, but you still, to understand this, once we pull off your lifters, you're gonna see your cam does this, your lifter is here.
Yeah.
So just think of your cam going back and forth.
Yep.
Do you want it to move 17 thousandths, 50, or 10? Do you see what I mean? So, you know, our old rule of thumb on ours is, what do we always say, is about 10? 6 is perfect. So I don't want to move 6 thousandths. So yours should only be going right there. And it's not. It's going to there. So now your cam is slamming back and forth because it's gear driven. Everything else, but your lifters are controlled. They can only do this. Now your cam is doing this. Right.
sloppy.
Right.
And that's going to weigh everything else out.
Yes.
What's
Now.
your breather gear look like?
Yeah. Now we got to see if your breather gear looks worth the damn.
My breather gear. As we dig deeper into the Evo here, once again, like Larry was talking about, there's going to have to be a point of where I'm going to be able to afford it or not be able to afford it. That's what it's going to come down to. And what you're seeing in this video is raw. Whatever we're finding, I'm showing you guys, and it is what it is. What I'm going to do with it, I don't know, but I did talk about this at the very beginning at one of our first videos. It was about cutting corners.
Correct.
And I knew it was going to come to this. And when I was talking about cutting corners, this is what I'm talking about. Is this something I'm going to be, hey man, just let go and we're just going to roll with it? Or is this going to be something I'm going to say, hey, let's fix it while we're there? And then when we do that, where do we stop?
Correct.
It just,
Well, the thing is, your bike is within spec.
it's within spec.
Harley-Davidson spec. Because you're out of spec at right here. You're from 1 to 5. That's your spec. You're at 17. So you're not even halfway. But how tight do you want it to be for the wear that it's going to be?
It sure does feel like a lot of play.
It's a lot of play.
Well, what's it going to take to get that play out?
You want 6,000. Well, you got to shim it. You got to shim your cam, just like you have to do on twin cams.
So it's not really a
MAs.
big deal. It's just time
not.
consuming.
It's just, again, another thing that whoever built this before, they liked looser specs than what I prefer. And then, again, that's when it comes to which mechanic you want to come to for the work that you want to have done. You want a guy that gets closer to zero with growth, because when everything gets hot, it grows.
That's what she said.
Okay. Yes, it does.
Well, then when you talk about wear too, and
And wear.
feed on it,
Right.
if it's already loose, it's going to get looser.
Right, it's not
Makes
going to
sense.
get any better. It's not going to get any tighter. So,
Okay.
do you want to start with a tight spec so you have a lot of looseness that you can get to, or wear?
To me,
however
that
you
means
do it?
more life.
Right. So, I personally, when we redid Scott's FXR, we put it at 6 thousandths.
Okay.
Okay, I like anywhere from 6 to 10. 10 is the utmost. I don't like anything more than that, because then you have such a, again,
Just don't sound right.
right. And see, we didn't even rotate the motor. It might be even more at a different spot. Yeah, this is just a spot we picked. You should technically rotate it 12 o'clock, 3, 9, 6. You know, it depends on how many times you want to do it. Just like your tire, where you want to measure your tire. Just like when we talked about our tires. We're gonna, when is enough enough?
So
Well, to me, this is 17. It blows my mind. Don't ship it. Let's not ship it. Let's go deeper, find out why. Was it even shim to begin with? It has to be, because normally Harley's closer to their outer spec than they are their inner spec.
So where do we go from here?
We still have to take the cam off because we got to find out what the breather is.
You gotta see what my breather is.
Yeah.
Y'all following along with all this? You got any questions? You have thoughts, comments? Leave them in the comments below and let me hear what you got to say. While you're doing that, he's going to check his phone and see what Mama's saying.
Nope.
Okay, no, he's not going to check it. All right, so this is what we're getting in on the Maxwell house. We're just going to keep digging deeper and deeper. We may shut off here, we may not. That's up to you, Stephanie. But if you are, thanks for tuning in and chiming in. If you haven't followed along with us already, you can go back and watch all the previous videos leading up to this point. We're going to be continuing video on the whole process of giving Maxwell House a little love. I don't want to call it a rehaul because we don't know how far we're going to go with this, but you're going to see how far we go. Thanks for staying with us this long. Stay with us longer. Stay ornery. Give us some love. Pinch your nipples. I do want to show this really quick. We're pulling this off, and Larry was showing me his cheat sheet here. I love it because you got to take these out in order. And I was like, why, Larry? And he's like, because I'll show you. One, when you go back to torque it, it doesn't overstretch or crack or warp anything. Plus, when you go back, you go back to straight order that this is in, lay them out like that because they're different links. So he's got this little cheat sheet. I thought it was cool. And smart. What is that?
This is a breather gear spacer. What is that? That goes right here. So this actually will move back and forth, growth, not growth, you know what I mean? For that, but this is the interesting part of it, is this is where it sits. And that is something that's not supposed to be there. And I'm not sure what that is. It feels like Loctite, but I'm not.
Have you tasted it?
Not gonna taste it.
Okay, I didn't know maybe the taste would let you
Taste it
in
like
a little bit more. Okay, so this is my air breather plastic gear
But see, there's
butter upper.
plastic taken off of it. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Okay, I'll zoom in. Zooming in. You should have been a hand model. Okay. Yes.
See?
I see that.
It's not supposed to be that way. It should look just like that.
So that tells me there's play there, right?
Well, not that, but why? Why is there pieces being shaved off of it?
That's still not the color we seen a while ago.
No, no, it's not the same color. So that's the other question.
Okay.
So another thing that we're going to do is we're going to look inside here and see what kind of color we see.
Ooh, I got to get in there and see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is the, what you want to do when you're at this point of it, you just put your hand in here and look at it and see, look at that.
What is that?
That is aluminum.
That's aluminum. That's bad. Wow, that's got some...
and then we'll do this one.
It's got some metal flake to it.
Yeah, that's a great paint job.
It's fucking pretty.
Pretty paint job,
Expensive.
but not for what we want to do.
Okay, where's that coming from?
Well, this is your oil pump right here. This is your oil pump drive gear. So this shaft that goes all the way through here goes to your oil pump. And what we're trying to do is make sure that this is tight and that the circlip is still in it. The circlip is there, but it looked like it was going to fail. I don't know if you want to come over here and take a peek at this, right where my thumb is.
Yes.
You see where it's wow. And that's supposed to be that you can still move it, and that's okay. But
the shaft itself.
The shaft itself. I mean, you can still move it in here, but see how that circlip is not straight. See how it tried to. Yep. Looks like it tried to come out. And it's really gritty. Really, really gritty. See all that grit right there?
So we got in here deep in the heart of Maxwell House. What are you finding, Larry?
Well, I'm finding metal flakes everywhere on the bottom, which is not uncommon, but there's a lot more than common.
Okay.
So this is the breather. This is what Scott wanted to look at, see what's wrong with it. You see right there that this is plastic.
Okay.
Okay, but you see that metal right there? You see how that shines?
Yep.
Something went through this motor. See that right there? I don't know if you can see the color difference.
I can. I don't know if we, yeah, I think we can see it on the camera too.
But it is, something's been through it. I'm not sure what yet. And we're gonna get a clean rag and we're gonna just let it drain on a rag and we're gonna see what kind of metal we have.
So Larry, it's probably a good thing that we're tearing into this and checking it out, ain't it?
Right. Okay, so if you want to come on back in here and see where see all this wear here.
Yes, I do.
So something has definitely.
Shine your light back in that hole. Okay. Oh yeah, I can see it over the sides. Yep. Okay. Well, it just gets more and more in depth.
Well, if you want to hang on for a second, you can see that this looks like it says S&S right here. It's an S&S cam that was in it. The 337 is what it was, or what it is. So now we know what cam is in.
Well, we just found out what cam is in it. It is a S&S, and it's a something that Larry said.
337.
337. It is a S&S cam.
Yeah.
And you don't know.
We'll look it up on the on their website to see what it is. It says 337, but then you go S&S 510V.
And I did throw out a cam band years ago.
And this is the spacers that you were talking about. This is what I'm taking out now to space the cam. You have this one here and this one here.
Okay.
They call this one a dog washer because it looks like dog ears. But it goes engine case, bearing, dog ear washer, and then your whatever thickness this washer is to space the cam from going in and out. Your 17 thousandths of movement.
Okay. As far as you're looking at the cam and the lobes on the cam, and does it look like it's been?
So that's what I'm looking at now, and the hardness is wore off of it.
How do you know that?
Well, if you look at you see this color here,
Yes.
and this color here.
Yes.
This color here is your stock color. Oh, we have see those lines? I don't know if you can see them, but these lines. So there was something that was on your, so we should be able to see on this lifter, those marks on the roller. And that's what we're gonna take a peek. Well, we've got to take these off to find them, but
Okay.
that could be a different video, or we're getting deep.
Where does it go? So, as you can hear, Larry gasping a little bit. When we first started this, we just didn't know. We were hoping the best, of course, but it's
Right.
turning into.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Again, it's rode hard, put away wet, and we know this. But I mean, it's not so terrible that it can't be built and loved again. And
That's what I want to hear, and go faster than his.
but again, how far do we want to go? Do we want to just go to the cams, or now are we going to go into the pistons and the rockers? And you know, what else do we want to look at, and see, and love, and show? And
Yeah, I mean, that's it. So I know right now we used to, like I said, we need to take these casings off, or whatever the fuck they call it,
lifter blocks.
lifter blocks, and see about if it has the same marks or lifters as on the cam.
Yeah, because
We're gonna replace those.
Yeah, you got to replace them now anyway. Since the cam, you got to replace the cam and the lifters, and then you might have to replace this gear also, because this is what sets the in play between your cam and your pinion gear. Sets your in play, so you're not so tight or so loose. You hear a whining noise or a clanking noise. And that's one good thing about the twin cams. I mean the M8s. The M8s went to a single cam, and now you're back to the Evo style. Somewhat, but it's nice to see them bring back that technology.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take those apart now. All right. Well, I don't even know what number video we are at or whatever you want to do here, Steph. As you can see, that we're finding more shit on the Evo here on Maxwell House.
Oh, go ahead.
He's got a lot of notifications. Very important, man. And it's lucky that we have him this long. And it is, Larry. I thought about this. Like, to get to do this and actually get to experience this, like I'm getting experience, not very many of us get to do this.
No, because it's very expensive.
It's super expensive.
It's super expensive.
But as I sit here today and just done what we've done, I can see how much time, so much time is involved in doing it.
Yeah. And to do it right. Can't say anybody and everybody, but a lot of people can do this, but that doesn't mean they're doing it right.
Yes.
It's very important to know and trust the person that you're working with and on. Holy screaming eagle.
Jesus, was that my Evo?
Yeah. So, I mean, and this dealership's different because we let customers watch us from a window.
Yeah, if y'all didn't know that, if you come in and picture a Harley-Davidson and you got your bike down here getting serviced or worked on, you can go right upstairs to the lounge where they got big windows. You can look out right onto all the techs doing the work. Crazy. Uh-oh, he found something else.
Yeah.
He's found something else. Show me what you got.
Feel that.
Well, I don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, roger that.
What's that?
You know that motor you want to get rid of? Because this might be what's flaking off. I wanted to let this sit longer, but see, look at that color. Look at that color inside there.